of Jefferson Davis, the President of the Confederate States of America. Some say he's a hero that stood up for what he believed in. Others say he's a criminal and created all kinds of turmoil. Evidence will be presented for and against his controversial views, and in the end, you, the jury, can decide. Was he guilty of committing treason? Did he take things too far? Or was he innocent for standing up for what he thought was right? Now we're going live to the courthouse. We're outside of courtroom A getting ready for the trial of Jefferson Davis. If we're quiet, we can watch the proceedings.
All rise for the Right Honorable Judge Abby York. All right, we're ready to start the trial. Prosecutor, you may rise. Jefferson Davis, let me remind you that you are under oath.
Mr. Davis, if you feel comfortable, can you tell the jury about your background and how you grew up?
Certainly. I was born June 3rd, 1808 in Christian County, Kentucky, as my parents' 10th child. My family moved twice while I was growing up. St. Mary Parish, Louisiana, and to Wilkinson County, Mississippi. I attended Catholic schooling before I attended Transylvania University in nearby Lexington, Kentucky. I served at the Black Hawk and Mexican Wars. I also served at the House of Representatives. I was also Secretary of War under President Pierce.
What about your wife and children?
Sadly, my first wife, Sarah, died of malaria soon after we got married. My wife, Verena, has always been there for me, along with my children, all 6 of them.
Did your parents' political views rub off on you?
Not really. My father worked with Washington during the Revolution. I admire him for that, but as I grew older, I made my own political choices. Carry on, prosecutor.
Okay, you had very controversial views. Why?
I wouldn't say controversial, just different from the Northerners. I felt that the South used slavery to grow agriculturally, when the North used manufacturing instead. The North didn't agree with us, so we had the legal rights to secede from the nation, so we did.
It's obvious that the choices that you've made caused all this confusion and turmoil, which then led to one of the bloodiest, most brutal wars in history. We lost 5% of the population because of the Civil War.
I believe that the North made their choices, and I made mine. I tried in all of my power to avert this war. I saw it coming for 12 years. I worked night and day to try to prevent it, but I could not.
I think all of you know my job as prosecutor is to share the fact that you've committed treason and created all of this mess. How could you agree to treat people as machines, to slave for money without pay?
The blacks made up 40% of the South population and were worth $2 billion to the Southern economy. We would not just give that valuable resource away.
The Confederates could have avoided this scenario completely, but on the night of Lincoln's election, the South saw this as a threat and decided to secede from the nation. Your father fought for this nation so that we could live in peace. You are not demonstrating that same kind of peace. The South basically ran away from their problems, which in the end made it worse. Think about it this way. It wouldn't be any different if I decided the city of Lexington should secede from the state of Kentucky. This is my final thought. What did you do to try to solve this problem?
I just disagreed. The South didn't want to live in a nation that was full of turmoil. Therefore, we had the legal rights to secede, so we did. As you might know already, I am defending myself in this argument. I am, as she stated, regretting some of the choices that I have made, but everybody makes mistakes, and I had in mind the best interests for the South. The North and the South are very different and made money differently. Slaves were a blessing to the Southerners. It was our way to contribute to the USA's economy. And with the seceding issue, the South had legal rights to pull out to show peace towards the North. but the Northerners took this the wrong way and started the war. I just wanted the North and South to get along and get through our differences. I even offered a peace treaty to Lincoln, which he declined. Many blame me for this, but our seceding was showing a sign of peace, but instead it turned into this terrible war. To demonstrate peace, we became our own nation, the Confederate States of America. The Constitution says that each state has their own legal rights, so we made our choices based on the Constitution, which says that seceding is just.
Nothing further.
So the North were out of line. They didn't obey the Constitution, we did. The South didn't secede, the North did. I didn't commit treason, the North did. I shouldn't be punished, Lincoln should. We had to inaugurate a president that stood up for the Confederate States of America. We did so on February 18, 1861, and then the war started. Thank you, defendant. Now that the jury has heard both sides of this issue, you will decide. Is Jefferson Davis guilty of committing treason or innocent?
There you have it. Like the judge said, it is your responsibility as the jury to make the decision. And good evening from the Clark Mills newsroom.